Hi, Virgos. I hope your birthdays were fantastic. I hope you were surrounded by people you love and trust, and that it was a fantastic time. I guess that's all I have to say about that, Virgos. Okay, so October, you guys. This month, I'm giving this warning to every sign. It doesn't matter when you were born or what your ascendant is or what your moon is. Does not matter. Everybody's going to be feeling this. This month is going to be intense. We have some big things happening. The biggest thing that everybody's talking about, if you watch, more than just me, which I'm sure a lot of you do, is that Jupiter, that big planet of success and luck and expansion, he's the big expander of anything, whatever sign he's in, and he spends about a year in a sign, is shifting from Libra, your neighbor, into Scorpio, your third house. Woo. And that means that you are going to be thinking about your communication. You're going to be thinking about the people you surround yourself with. And Jupiter in your third house is going to be about looking at who's really on your team, who really has your back, who's really there with you through the storm. You're going to just be noticing that intensity. And the thing is, for you, having Scorpio be your third house, Scorpio is kind of a secretive, intense, dark energy. And I think so a lot of you, the thing, you're great communicators, you're great at getting things done, you're great at being forward and direct. But there's something about this Jupiter going into Scorpio. It's going to suddenly feel like that shadow side of what you need to communicate is coming forward. And this is actually something that was coming up for Libra too, interestingly enough. But since you guys are both like very communicative signs, it kind of makes sense because you guys want to keep everything together on the surface. You want to keep the cover story good because you guys are achievers. You're achievers, and you want to be able to just take care of business and move. And so that shift is bringing with it some questions for you guys. And the thing is too that a lot of the month, we're having that sun in your second house of what you love and value, the things around you. And I think, and the other thing that's going on here too this month, you guys, is that because Jupiter's going into his kind of secretive, dark, subterranean, occult sign, a lot of truths are coming out. And I think for you guys, you're going to be noticing it's coming out from inside of you. You might be noticing it with the people around you too. You might be noticing it with your friendships and with your siblings or with anybody who you're feeling that you've had tension with. That's why I'm saying there's a warning about October. Flow with the energy because it's intense, but be conscious of what's going on with you. So let's look at these cards. I just finished pulling them out, and there's kind of a war going on here, you guys, between two different facets of yourself. On the one hand, I'm going to say this before I even talk about the cards. On the one hand, you're going to be feeling a real refresh, like you've just come out of your birthday season. It's a brand new year. A lot of you have started new projects. A lot of you are opening new doors. You're ready to go. It's October. It's fall in the northern hemisphere. It's spring in the southern hemisphere. We're ready for that fresh energy of a new season. And you're going to be feeling like that push to move forward because it's a new time for you guys. You're feeling fresh. You're feeling refreshed. You're feeling fresh. But this is where it gets interesting. The other thing to keep in mind is that Pluto's doing a dance all the month long with different planets, and that's causing some friction. So there's a part of you that's going to be looking at your deeper, darker internal journey, and there are going to be things surging up to the surface that maybe you have been trying to suppress, whether it's stress or dissatisfaction or misunderstandings with people that you're very close to, that I think you're going to be finding are surging up, and you're not going to be able to stop them coming up. So let's look at these energies, because right out of the gate we have the Ace of Wands and the World. This is fantastic. For me, you guys, this is that fresh start that I'm talking about. Here's that go-getter energy that you guys have in spades. You're willing to put in the work and the activity and the effort to make changes. You know, you're mutable and you're earth. So you're willing to put in the work and the effort to have change come into your life. And so a lot of you are going to be feeling this kind of charge forward energy. The Ace of Wands is about that manifesting of what you want to be doing. It's an action-oriented energy. It's the action-oriented ace. And a lot of you are going to be feeling this high activity, really high activity, where you're going to be wanting to light fires in like 10 different stoves all around. Be careful that you don't burn yourself out with that. I will say that, because there's something under the surface. When I get the World is a great card. It is about concluding an old time and opening a new door and getting offered a lot of this energy. But the thing is, you are concluding something here. You are putting to bed some old something that needs to be looked at and addressed. And so there's a dualism going on here. There's something going on with your need to push forward so hard into this new territory with this ace energy and light a whole bunch of fires and do everything and be everything and have that great cover story that is you know, with that Pluto energy and that Jupiter going to Scorpio energy. You're going to want to just cover it over with this great cover story right here, right? Of just forward motion. Past doesn't matter. Nothing's bothering me anymore. My stress levels, my burnout from the past doesn't bother me anymore. This is a new person. This is a new year. I'm just moving forward. And you are. These are success cards. These are about new beginnings. This is about fresh starts. You're going to be having opportunities right and left. Just be aware of where you're pushing too hard on yourself, because here's the thing. The next three cards kind of go together, and they're talking about this other side of the coin that we're having this month for you guys, which is this internal wounds thing. So we have the Five of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Three of Swords. That's a lot. I don't want to scare you, Virgos. I love you guys. So right out of the gate, here's this Five of Swords. Now this is that card of like, it can look deceitful. It's deceit, you know, and like I said, this month is going to be about truths coming out for everybody. And I think a lot of you are, I keep getting the sense that it's like you have things you need to say, you have questions you need to ask, and you've been pushing them down. And if you push down this uncertainty, because part of what I get with this card whenever I see this card is it's the uncertainty about what's true and what's not, the uncertainty about what to trust and what not to trust. There's a level of what story is the truth. And I think a lot of you are facing things where you're not sure what's true. And this can be, now this is a relational card, so this can be with somebody that you love or somebody that you're close to, you having questions. And I feel like a lot of you, because this King of Wands is in the midst of this Swords energy, you might have questions to ask this kind of energy right here. You know, King of Wands, yes, it's a fire energy. Yes, it could be associated with Leo or Aries or Sag. It could. But for me, more, this is a very direct person. This is somebody who's stubborn, has their own way of doing things, is very independent, and maybe has even walked over you a little bit. I mean, this Three of Swords is about secret pain. Secret pain. Yes, a lot of times readers like to talk about this as like a love triangle. Don't even bother with that. Don't even bother with that. You know what this card is? This card is when you feel that deep hurt that you feel like you can't tell anybody because it's embarrassing to even feel it. Virgos, you guys are really good at keeping it together even when you're hurting at this level. Even when you're needing something to be addressed, something to be discussed, something to be understood. You're great at covering this over with all this over here. This is great. This is great. I love you guys for how hard you work and how much you show up for what matters to you in your life. But this Three of Swords, this is something that has been digging at you. So is this Five of Swords. Something has been digging at you, and this is you. You've got to address this. This is what this Plutonian dance that we're going to be, this Pluto dance with Saturn and the Sun and all sorts of, he's doing trines and squares and oppositions all month. And not only that, but we have that Jupiter expanding the the Scorpio energy of secrets and transformation. Something is coming up here for you guys. Whether that's burnout, whether it's displeasure at a job, whether this is, once again, we're in your third house of communication, where that Jupiter is going into your third house of communication. You guys have something to say. You have something to say, and you've been pushing it down for a little while. So listen into that pain. You're allowed to feel that you need something. You're allowed to need support and love. And here's the thing, the last 4 cards are all major arcana, and I'm going to show them all together because it's a really, really deeply intense combination of things going on for you. We have Temperance, the Moon, Death, and the Chariot. And here is your journey. Here is your journey in a nutshell this month. A big, big journey. It's so perfect for October, you guys. It's so perfect for October. This whole thing right here, which I'm going to get to in a moment, this whole Death Chariot aspect. Virgos, you guys have a lot happening this month, but here is some metaphysical, deep work energy going on. Temperance is actually associated with Jupiter, with expansion, but this is also about religious ritual. This is also about your beliefs in the world, right? Temperance is about shining a light on the philosophies you have, and temperance is also alchemy, internal alchemy. This angel is taking two goblets and tempering these materials, these celestial materials, to make something new. When you fuse your shadow side here, the moon, this internalized, deep, dark, real part of yourself with this great external package that you guys have on the surface, all those fires you like to set, all that work you love to do, when you fuse those two with the energy of temperance, you're stronger. You're much stronger. You're more valued, you're more respected, and you get more done. And it's so weird because you and Libra, you neighbors, you intellectual, analytical, smart neighbors, are both got these cards. And it's just going to show that Pluto energy is asking you to shine a light on this internal world. Shine a light on your pains. Express yourself to this dominant personality that's in your life. Express what you need. They don't dictate the terms of what you need. They don't dictate anything. They don't get to decide for you what feels good. They don't get to decide for you what works for you. They don't get to decide for you anything. If you've let them ignore you or walk all over you, or maybe they don't even know. They may not even know that you have these swords digging into you. They'd probably really like to know so that they don't continue to add to that energy. I'll say that. They probably would love to know, oh my gosh, dear Virgo, I thought you were doing fine. You've been lighting fires and doing all this stuff all this time, and I never knew. Shed a light on that deeper, darker part of yourself. It needs attention this month. And that's everybody, but you guys, this is really personal for you. This is really personal for you. We're in 2nd and 3rd house energies here for you. So this is really about how you as an individual are connecting to the world immediately around you. How you're connecting with your friendships and with the things around you. And a lot of you have been neglecting some kind of little shadow that's been poking at you. Now, if you can do that, and do that in a healthy way, not in an erratic way, not in the way of Uranus, in the way of Jupiter, where we expand, we open, we take a hopeful view of it, you're going to be transforming, and you're going to end up with this Chariot energy at the end of the month, which I think personally mirrors that Ace of Wands world energy we started with, because the Chariot is about forward motion. So is death. Death is a one-way street. When you look at this guy on his horse, he's going one way. And this month is asking you to transform something. You know, this is associated with Scorpio as well. The Death card is a Scorpio card. This is a month of transformation. And it's one astrologer I know of says that this October is kind of going to feel like Scorpio season the entire time, even though the sun is in Libra for most of October. It's going to be feeling very scorpionic because of the Pluto action and because of the Jupiter going into Scorpio. We're being asked to transform a little early this year. And this month, the whole month, is about unearthing. For you guys, this is about unearthing your deepest, darkest pains and fears and secrets and allowing them to be healed and incorporated and expressed via relationship and other. And that's freeing you. That's going to be allowing you, this Chariot is about forward motion into new horizons, and it's going to allow you to keep that Ace of Wands energy all month. It's going to allow you that high intensity energy that you guys have, that electrical, mercurial mind that you have that's so great at pushing forward and being on top of it. You're going to be finding that your strength is in the transformation. Your strength is in your shadow side. Your strength is in having weak points. Your strength is in having weak points. You know, Alan Watts talks about how the quaking mess, he talks about how in our minds, when we're having a really tough time, we think of ourselves as these quaking messes. And we want to just get out of it as quickly as possible. We want to be like, I'm not this quaking mess. I want to be out of this. I want to expand beyond this and just be level-headed and rational and clear. But in trying to get away from the quaking mess, that very mechanism that we're trying to get away from, that's really where our strength is. That's really where the journey is. You have to connect in with what you are. All of your aspects. That is transcending to a new level. Now, I am going to use the Tarot of the New Vision. It takes the traditional deck that I use and flips it so that we get the opposite perspective. And I think this is so important this October, because when you have a lot of truths coming out from yourself and from others, it shifts perspective, and we're asked to look at things a little differently. And so I'm going to pull one card from this deck, and we are going to look at it, and it's the Eight of Swords. I can't pick a better card for you guys this month, because the Eight of Swords is the shadow self. It is the self that is afraid that it's trapped forever. And the interesting thing about this card in this deck, the Eight of Swords, you know, in the traditional deck, you can't really see this opening here. And it really looks like she is encased in sword, like she can't get out. This card is showing you how clear it is that this bondage is all in the mind. This bondage is not all surrounding. And I think, you know, you have had some of these deeper swords cards with the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords. You're letting that capture you and keep you hostage to some extent, Virgs. I just called you guys Virgs. That's dorky. Virgos, don't allow this deeper stuff that's in you to imprison you. Allow it to free you. Leverage this Scorpio energy. Leverage this Pluto energy. Leverage the Aries full moon, which is and on the 5th, which is all about forward motion, all about passionate forward motion, and the Libra new moon, which is all about, you know, the way we communicate and planting our seeds in that area. Especially for you, it's your second house. What do you love and value? Allow those energies to expose this delicate underside, this fearful side of yourself, and that'll free you. That'll free you. You won't be stuck in this landscape forever. It's all about a different perspective on everything this month. So ride with the roller coaster, because it is a little bit of a roller coaster. I mean, I think like August was a roller coaster. September was a little chiller, a little mellower. And October is intense. It's about truth. It's about real truth. Like we're not messing around in October. We are doing the work. But the thing is, if you show up for that party, you're getting like 20 times the reward. So keep that in mind too. All right, Virgos, I love you guys so much. I hope October is beautiful for you. I'm going to leave my website and my email below. I do video readings. I do Skype readings. I do phone readings. I would love to work with you. You can find all the information in the description box, as well as information about how to get this beautiful jewelry in the description box. Also, you guys, I'm thinking about starting a subscription service where we do weekly readings. So it would be like a small fee each month, but you would get a weekly reading for your sign. You'd have access to all the readings for all the signs. And we would talk about the planetary aspects for the week. And we would pull cards. And we would talk about how to leverage that energy. And they would come out at the beginning of each week. And you would have that. Tell me if that's something you would be interested in me doing. And if you would be on board with that. And if you have ideas for what you'd like to see. I'd love to see that in the comments. So I'm going to leave all that info in the description box. Check it out because the description box is full of goodies that I haven't mentioned in this video. I love you guys. I will see you in November. And just, you know, you're a whole person, you're a whole being, including your shadow side. So have fun with it. Forge forward. Bye.